Okay, so dating and finding a job have a lot in common, turns out. You rely on websites and apps to find what's available.
True.
What looks good on paper may also be terrible in person, and sometimes you just got to move on.
I see what you mean. So it turns out that we can learn about job hunting from dating apps, especially when it comes to the lingo.
Yeah, Vicki Salemi is a career expert at Monster.com, and she joins us now to break it all down for us. Vicki, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay, so ghosting. We've heard of that term when it comes to dating. When the person you're seeing suddenly just disappears, becomes Casper, but not so friendly. But you're saying that this happens in the job search too? How so?
It does, and it happens on both sides. Let's say you're looking for a job, you're interviewing, and then the employer ghosts you. You do not hear back. The same happens to employers as well. I know when I was working in recruiting, sometimes the candidates did really well in the job interview and I wanted to schedule another one and they just disappeared. And let's face it, both sides do not like being ghosted. So hopefully we can all commit to stop ghosting. And I should point out that Monster has data that 2 out of 3 job seekers said they would rather be ghosted on a first date than ghosted after a first job interview.
Oh, that's interesting.
Really?
That has happened to me in the ghosting employment. But let's talk about breadcrumbing, because I didn't know this term from the dating world, but it still applies?
It does. Breadcrumbing in the dating world happens when someone strings you along and you think things are moving forward. It's a manipulative.
That's just trifling.
And with looking for a job, it's very similar. Let's say you're interviewing, the process is really long. You have several rounds of interviews. It's like months at this point with a TBD. Job offer, it's coming. Or your boss told you maybe the beginning of the summer, you know what, you're getting promoted July 1. July comes and goes. They tell you Labor Day, it's happening. Labor Day came and went, and here we are, and you're still not promoted. So it's a sign that you should leave. And I should say also, getting back to ghosting and breadcrumbing, if you're noticing these signs from employers, these are actually signs for you to pay attention to move on. Right. Get a new job, look elsewhere, and not with this employer that's doing these things.
Exactly. It says something about the employer. You may not necessarily want to work for them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about love bombing. In dating, it's when someone showers you with all this affection, attention, maybe even some gifts.
Yes.
Before really getting to know you. So how does this apply in finding a job? You're over here like,
yes. I've been there, feeling it.
Yeah, so with work, think about, again, love bombing is too much too soon. It could be manipulative, it's a red flag, but also, okay, let's say you're interviewing and it's your first interview. You have not even met the hiring manager or entire team yet, and they're showing you your desk where you'll be working. Or you're a client and you're a new client and the vendor is sending you gifts and you literally just met them. So it's a work relationship. You don't become a work family overnight. That builds over time. So it's a professional relationship, and there's a process and a time and place for everything.
Okay, let's get to cuffing season, because it is cuffing season right now, relationship-wise. People looking for short-term partners. From a job-seeking standpoint, what does that say?
To me, it says it's seasonal hiring. It's a short-term season to look for a side hustle. The holidays are coming. I mean, with cuffing, people are looking for that short-term relationship throughout the holidays and beyond. It's not too early to start looking for that side hustle or a retail job for the holidays. But I should say the same tactics apply for strategies to look for a short-term job and or a long-term. It's the same thing. Have your resume, be impeccable with your word, research the company you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you.
All right, Vicki, thank you so much for joining us and shedding light on this.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that was very
fascinating.
interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Vicki, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for more employment tips, or to search through job openings, or to search for a potential mate, go to monster.com. Mate in the job,
Yeah.
job world.